your entire past is creating your life right now. Your current reality is being created from your identification and your attachment to your past. So all of the experiences that you've had in your life from the moment you were born right up until now has gone into your unconscious mind. It's created a bunch of stories about your capabilities and what you're able to do. It's created a bunch of beliefs, which is a similar thing really. The stories come from our beliefs. But what is created from the beliefs that you have is your identity. This is the most important thing when it comes to creating a new life for yourself. You must look to change your identity. It's your identity about yourself that affects the frequency, the energy that you feel, and that is how you create the current circumstances you find yourself in. So your life, all the things in your life that you don't want right now, be it unhealthy relationships, be it a lack of relationships, lack of money, putting all your energy into habits and addictions, not going where you want, you're creating it all. You're creating it all based on your identity. You either identify as someone who fucking steps into tension, into fear, does uncomfortable things, learns and grows, keeps moving forward, stepping towards that desired reality, or you identify with someone who doesn't do that. So if you're spending all this time on social media and porn and whatever it is, you're identifying still as the person who doesn't do the things that you want to be doing. So you're doing things that you don't want to be doing in order to create a life that you don't want. Can you see that? You're doing the things that you don't want to do in order to create more of a life that you don't want. So there's a whole new reality where you can be doing the things that you want to do that are actually going to take you towards creating the life that you want. So why the fuck do we spend so much of our energy doing things we don't want to do? I mean, this has been a sort of burning question for me for a number of years, because I was just doing things that I didn't want to do, and it kind of there's a lot of factors at play here, but one is, I keep talking about it, it's the state of nervous system. When we're in fight or flight, we're very easily distracted, so we don't put our focus on what we want. Instead, we put our focus on what we don't want, because our nervous systems are built, our unconscious mind's built to look for threats, look for things that aren't right, look for danger, right? So we focus on things we don't want in order to maintain safety so we can avoid them, but instead we just create more of that. But also, one thing that you got to remember, guys, is your desired reality, the life that you really want to be living, that you feel it in your belly, you're like, oh, I want that. Whatever that is, if you don't have it in your life right now, almost certainly, if you just suddenly had it now, you wouldn't handle it. Your nervous system's not ready to deal with that. That's why you don't have it. So you need to train and prime your nervous system and your body in order to be able to maintain the higher level of energy that comes through when you have that reality. But if you're putting all your spare time into screens and whatever else it is you're doing, you're actually making it worse for yourself. Your energy's coming out your body into your head, or into the screens even. You go into more of a state of fight or flight, and it makes it even harder to create that reality. Think about it. You live within your comfort zone. Everything you want that you don't have is outside of your comfort zone. If you want to step outside of your comfort zone, you've got to learn how to handle that tension and energy that comes up in you when you step outside of it. But if you're too busy distracting yourself and stressing yourself out with your habits, then good luck doing that. Your daily habits are paramount. You really want to be able to see it like this. Your ability to say no to your urges and habits and addictions, right? Put them all into one category. Let's just call them addictions, because that's what they are. People don't realise that they're addicted to sugar, they're addicted to alcohol, and that keeps them in a very low state of consciousness. because we don't really use the word addiction. Well, we do with cigarettes. We only use it with alcohol if someone's an alcoholic, yet that person could be drinking every night or like 2 or 3 times a week. That's an addiction if it's carrying on and on and on. Sugar's another addiction. It's all keeping us in a lower state of consciousness. So we want to be able to stop, though, your ability to say no to those urges that tell you to do the things that are getting in the way of you creating your desired dream, your desired life. It's essentially a muscle. Every time you say yes to that urge and you do the thing, you essentially weakening the muscle, and you weaken yourself. That's really what you're doing. You're disempowering yourself. Now, I'm not saying don't do the things. That's up to you. It's your life. I'm not saying every time you eat sugar you're disempowering yourself. But if you're taking sugar from a need to do it, from a having to do it, from an addiction, yes, you're disempowering yourself. People don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. That's at least as far as I see it. So everything you do from a need for having to do it, you're disempowering yourself, you're weakening yourself. It's making it much harder for you to create this dream life, right? So essentially you're the slave. You're the slave to the urge, and the urge is like overpowering you, and you're like, yes, master, and you're just doing all this shit without wanting to do it. A year ago, I woke up to this. I was in Thailand, and I was on a scooter going through the city, and I was looking to buy I think I was going to get some weed because I'd run out. And that morning I'd like had 3 coffees. I was overstimulating myself with coffee, with weed, with like shitty food. I was on my phone all the time. Like whenever I had a moment, I was on my phone just scrolling and scrolling. And I just snapped out of it for a moment. I was on my bike, on my scooter, and I snapped out of it, and I was like, fuck, it was like I wasn't doing this. I wasn't in control. It was like this force, this invisible force was directing me to do all of these things. I was in Thailand to try and do the things that I'm doing now, like recording videos and working with people one-on-one or whatever. I wasn't doing it. I was too afraid to do that. And so I was just doing these things instead. Also, the fact I was doing these things was stopping me from doing the things I wanted to do because I was so overstimulated. I couldn't have any connection to like creativity and have any ideas coming through me. It just wasn't possible. I was the slave. These urges were my master, and I was saying, yes, master, I'll do this and I'll do that. And I really didn't want to be doing any of it. I wanted to be meditating every day. I wanted to be grounded. I wanted to feel solid and secure. I wanted to be earning money. I wanted to have a good relationship. None of it. I mean, I'm not sorted in all these areas in my life and in every area of my life, but wow, things have improved so much. And learning and regularly practicing nervous system regulation, bringing myself down into my body. Embodiment is so fucking powerful. Honestly, embodiment, wow. Bringing sensation and awareness into the body, so when we step out into stress, rather than going up into our heads, we can bring the energy down to our body. We can learn to maintain a sense of stability and calm when we step outside of our comfort zone. So yeah, every time you say no to your urge, your addiction, you just empower yourself a little bit. So if you just say no to an urge and then you go back to saying yes to them, it's not going to do a lot. It's better than nothing, but it's not going to do a lot. It's a bit like going to a gym and doing 1 bicep curl and then you put the weight down and go home. Like, yeah, it's done something for sure, but how much has it really done to your overall life? It's not noticeable. Now, if you go to the gym and just did 10 bicep curls, but you did that every day, think how differently your arm would be, the muscle would be within a month. So that's like, whatever, 300 bicep curls. Now, you may not notice each day the bicep or the muscles changing because it's so gradual. But when you look at a picture of day 1 to day 30 or day 40, 50, whatever, you'll be like, there's some real fucking shifts there. Now, with the habits and saying no to the habits, each time you say no, it's like that bicep curl. But it's more noticeable than the bicep curl because the energy that you start gaining from saying no gets more and more noticeable. But sometimes you have to go through a particular withdrawal period depending on the level of addiction that you had to that thing. So for sugar, it's a fucking real withdrawal period. I went through it this week and it's fucking real. But I've got out of the real heaviness and the depression. I got through it this week. And I couldn't have done these videos earlier on this week. It's too much apathy, too much fight or flight. It just wasn't possible. I tried recording. I was too busy thinking about how the words were terrible and no one cares what I've got to say. Because I was in that. Now I've climbed out of it. Things are better. My body's not so inflamed now, so I don't feel the pains that I was having. My lower back pain is gone. I knew that my lower back pain was because of my sugar. Also the rash that I've had. I knew it was because of sugar because it came back when I started eating sugar. I stopped eating sugar, the back pain goes, the rash goes. Now I'm more grounded. I'm less pissed off because of the state of my body. I'm happier. It's a huge difference. And that's just sugar, right? There's coffee, there's weed, there's cigarettes, there's porn, there's social media scrolling. There's a lot that's taking our attention, taking our focus, taking our energy away. And if you really want to start making a difference this year, guys, I urge you to start saying no to some of your addictions. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. This stuff goes back thousands of years. The ancient Taoists talked about this. This is a part of Taoism. It's a part of Qigong, the process of developing internal power. It's generating power within. And then we don't need anything outside of ourselves to feel good because we've learned how to develop it within ourselves. But if you don't know how to do that, if you haven't done that, you'll be at the mercy to the things around you in order to feel good inside. And it's going to make it very hard for you to go after that dream, your dreams and your goals. If you want to really just start taking more action in life, it's as your belief that it's not possible for you is one of the things that's stopping you. Going back to what I was talking about at the start of this video about your identity and your beliefs, that's what's stopping you. You have the ability to put it all behind you now and just literally at the end of this video step up and just start taking action. You have that within you. Really, you do. You want to be present to the thoughts that are stopping that. That you might notice them now, because I know a lot of you guys want to be doing this, but you're not. Notice the thoughts that are saying, not me, I can't do it, this isn't me. That it's only that thought and the feelings that come up as a result of that thought and the effect it has on your nervous system. All of that is coming from the stories, right? But that it's just that story. But you buy into the story as truth, a bit like buying into the urges to do this and that as truth. And that makes it true in your reality. It makes it real. But if you can just wake up to that and be like, oh shit, these are just thoughts that are creating my current situation, you can change them. And you can install them with more positive thoughts that trigger the happier feelings of having the things you want from a calm, relaxed nervous system, being grounded, being present, being more loving, connecting with your friends and family, with potential clients, whatever it is. That's the way to live, guys. It's the only way. If you want to learn more, please subscribe, like the video, share with friends. Get in touch if you want to work one-on-one. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.